activities. All contents provided by this channel is meant for educational purpose only.
Men get wrong about women.
The reason they're upset, probably. In my experience, it seems like, you know, you explain yourself to a guy and they kind of focus on the wrong part of what you were saying. Let's see. I think that's about it. Like, I think that the way men and women communicate is a little different, and sometimes that can cause misunderstandings.
Gotcha. Do you believe there's equality in both genders, or there's gonna always be double standards?
I think for both sides, there's going to be double standards. Like, as a woman working in kind of a male-dominated field, you know, sometimes I'll get underestimated, and I think men, you know, like, sometimes, like, the library or, like, a teacher, you know, they might get looked at some type of way, but it's just society's, like, you know, input.
Gotcha. Do you think society is more cruel to men or women?
Well, I feel like since I'm a woman and I don't really have a man's perspective, it's hard for me to answer. I feel like me answering it would be a little biased. I think it just depends, really, in what kind of circumstances.
Okay. What does humility mean to you?
To be humble, to do things without expecting applause, or just because you're doing it for someone else. I think humility is doing what's right because you know it's right.
Okay. What's your definition of confidence, like self-confidence versus arrogance?
Well, I feel like for a lot of people it's a thin line between confidence and arrogance, but it's good to be confident and know that your self-worth. But arrogance is, I feel like that's when you overestimate yourself and don't realize that everyone's still learning and growing. You know, you think you're already the best.
Gotcha. Okay. What's your definition of narcissist? That's a word females use a lot nowadays. Narcissist.
Well, I think men and women can be narcissists. When I think of a narcissist, I think of someone who's just completely selfish and is always thinking about how to get up in life and use people to better themselves. I think everyone has a little bit of narcissism, or has been in the past. It's just something that you have to keep in check.
Okay. Are you familiar with the term gaslighting?
Yeah, I've heard it.
How do you think both genders gaslight each other to get what they want?
I think women gaslight by using a man's masculinity against him, like, oh, you're a man, you're supposed to be buying everything, you know, stuff like that. And I think men gaslight when it comes to probably, like, if a female's asking too many questions, probably.
Yeah, that always a red flag right there. Okay. What's the biggest red flag when dating? The biggest 3 red flags with you when dating?
Someone who is not trying at all to, like, better themselves. Like, it's not, I don't think it's a red flag to not have a job, but I think it's a red flag to not want to try to have a job or, like, look for a job, you know? Because I understand everyone gets put into positions, you know, you never know what you're, like, if you just randomly get fired, that's not on you or whatever, but if you're not trying to make your situation better actively, I think that's a red flag. I think comparing your current partner to your last partner is a big red flag. If you're still thinking about them, you know, and enough to compare your new partner, that's a red flag. And I'd say my third one would probably be little white lies. Like, everyone says it's, like, not a big deal, little white lies, but I feel like that can be a sign of bigger lying in the future.
Because once you basically been digging yourself a hole.
Right.
Because white lies.
It'll already make me have a hard time trusting you.
Like, give an example of, like, a white lie people usually use in a relationship, since you brought that up. Like,
Or like, okay, for example, like if a girl is like, does this outfit look good on me? And he just says yes without really caring, or, you know? Or, I guess that one's not so bad, but...
Mine would be like, you used to talk to him, used to be with him, and be like, nah, it wasn't that serious when it really was serious.
Yeah, that's like
a-
not even a little white lie at that point.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you believe both genders have to lie to keep like the balance with each other, like to have one another? You think if they were both honest, there would be nobody with each other?
I feel like there's definitely being too honest that can hurt you for sure in a relationship. But I feel like it's a hard question to answer, because you want to think that if everyone told the truth, everyone would get along, but that's definitely not true.
You believe honesty is the best policy?
I do. Be straight. Tell her, tell them how it is.